पल जीवन जाए रे, कर ले प्रभु का भजन, शरण प्रभु की आ जा रे।
भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Together we chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, verses 11 to 20.
चिन्तामपरिमेयां च प्रलयान्तामुपाश्रिताः कामोपभोगपरमाः एतावदिति निश्चिताः आशापाशशतैर्बद्धाः कामक्रोधपरायणाः ईहन्ते कामभोगार्थम् अन्यान्येनार्थसञ्चयान् इदमद्य मया लब्धम् इमं प्राप्स्ये मनोरथम् इदमस्तीदमपि मे भविष्यति पुनर्धनम् असौ मया हतः शत्रुः हनिष्ये चापरानपि ईश्वरोऽहमहं भोगी सिद्धोऽहं बलवान् सुखी आढ्योऽभिजनवानस्मि कोऽन्योऽस्ति सदृशो मया यक्ष्ये दास्यामि मोदिष्ये इत्यज्ञानविमोहिताः अनेकचित्तविभ्रान्ताः मोहजालसमावृताः प्रसक्ताः कामभोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च आत्मसम्भावितास्तब्धाः धनमानमदान्विताः यजन्ते नाम यज्ञैस्ते दम्भेनाविधिपूर्वकम् अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं च संश्रिताः मामात्मपरदेहेषु प्रद्विषन्तोऽभ्यसूयकाः तानहं द्विषतः क्रूरान् संसारेषु नराधमान् क्षिपाम्यजस्रमशुभान् आसुरीष्वेव योनिषु आसुरीं योनिमापन्नाः मूढा जन्मनि जन्मनि मामप्राप्यैव कौन्तेय ततो यान्त्यधमां गतिम्
Yes, Deepranj?
Janki, I had a question regarding the chanting. So in the 14th verse, the second line, we have chanted a bit differently than all the other ones. So do we have any indication in the text that will tell us?
No.
Okay.
This
Thank
is by Parampara.
Okay, thank you.
So we were on the 16th chapter where it talks about the divine and the demoniac. And now we've understood why are people demonical. And he has given the most brilliant, what do you think is brilliant? Explanation of how people are demonical. It is alpa buddhi, small buddhi, non-developed discrimination. And if you wanted it, here is the Shastric injunction of why Vedanta University should come. All these fierce deeds, all these terrible things that we do, where is it coming from? It comes from the absence of an intellect. When the buddhi is small, when the discrimination is poor, what fierce deeds come out of it? You go and bomb some country. I mean, like anything, it's like literally anything. A person whose intellect is small can do anything. And the best example of that is a child. You can't leave the child alone for 5 minutes. You don't know what that child will do. Any sensible parent is always hovering around that small child, because leave that child to its own devices and what chaos that child can create. Why does the child create chaos? Is it because the child is evil? Is he bad? Is he an asura? You understand, right? It's just absence of discrimination. And the same thing is happening to all of us. And when our discrimination is low, what horrible things we will do, the Lord himself cannot guarantee. Anything is possible. And you can see it. I mean, there's nothing I mean, you open a newspaper, you look at it, see it, read any book, see it all the time. If there is one problem in this world, it is absence of intellect. And if there is one solution in this world, it is growth of intellect, whether it is an individual's personal life or as a community. Now, what happens when there is a low intellect is kamam ashritya dushpuram. They are based in unending desires. They know we, there's no they, there's only us. We are only talking about ourselves. Unending desires. Unending. At every stage you feel if this happens, I'll be okay. Imagine the young kids at 20, 25. What are they thinking? I finish my studies, I'll take up a job, it'll all be okay. Feel so certain about this. Then what happens? Finish studies, took up a job. Then what happens? Only if I get a good partner now, it'll be okay. Okay, got a good partner. Or not, as the case may be. But is it okay? Oh, no good news. There is no end to this unabiding and insatiable desires. And at every stage, you're convinced this is all there is. At every stage. Suppose I tell Bhavna, what do you want? So Bhavna may tell me, well, I've just finished my graduation. I'd like to have a good job. Maybe at some stage, maybe she will want to be married. That's what she can think of. I mean, I'm not talking specifically of Bhavna, but somebody of her age. And that's all she can think of. Suppose I tell her, Bhavna, would you like to have grandkids? Bhavna, would you like to have grandkids? I don't know, you know. And yet, you know that when she comes to the age of 50, she will say, oh, if only my children had children, how nice it would have been. As of now, if you say, give me, if I say, you want grandchildren, like, what grandchildren? Ye kahan se aa gaya? Then what happens when Bhavna is 70? Bhavna is 70, and what does she want? ये आजकल के बच्चे शादी नहीं कर रहे हैं, ये एक दूसरों के साथ रह रहे हैं. What do they want now? Now I want my grandchildren to be married. Now she's reached 90. Now what does she want? Is there any end to this? Any end? It is a loop that we are in and we just don't understand. And then what happens? Then this whole thing closes down. And you start all over again. Again, you're born. Again, you're crying, crying, crying. You want your mother and you want milk. Crying, crying, crying. And you think that only if I get the milk, if only someone cleans my diaper, I'll be fine. And then only if my friends talk nicely to me, I'll be fine. And this whole cycle all over again. Same thing over and over and over again. But we can't see it. Why can't we see it?
Lack of intellect.
Very good. Alpa buddhi. I can only see one step. I can only see two steps. If I can see the whole thing, I will drop whatever I'm doing and do Vedanta. Because is there any meaning in anything else? Everything else is only a trickery, is only a foolery, is a tomfoolery. That's all there is to it. What else is there? You're going to go on and on doing it. You're going to suffer the same suffering. And you're going to enjoy the same joy. And you're going to do this all the time. And of course, the suffering will be more than the joy. And it will go on and on. Look back on your own life. Do you not see patterns repeat over and over and over again? So, tamamam ashritya dushpuram. Sheltered in unending desires. Is that a thing to be sheltered in? Dambha, mana, mada, anvitaha. Anvitaha means you are completely overpowered by it. By what? By dambha, mana, mada. Showing off. What are you showing off for? Oh, I'm richer than you. I'm more intelligent than you. I am smarter than you. What are you showing off? Who are you comparing to? Oh, I'm much smarter than that guy. But who is that guy? Is he Sage Vashishta? What is the comparison? Dambha, mana, mada. All these are the result of
Alpa buddhi.
Small and
very good. Alpa buddhi. Alpa buddhi. When values are wrong, when understanding is wrong, he's saying what all is going to happen. Deeds are fierce. Your established is going backwards. So your deeds are fierce. Why are your deeds fierce? Because your desires are unending. Because your desires are unending, you are full of these nonsensical. All this is all manifestation of desire. Damba, mana, mada. Moha gruhitva. Asat graham. From moha gruhitva, having caught hold of asat graham, you've caught hold of something which is wrong. Obviously, see, showing the result of the intellect not being there. You catch hold of something that's incorrect. You have many notions. You go to a meeting and you say, I have to come up with an idea that everybody appreciates. You're more interested in everybody appreciating you in the meeting than getting the job done, what the meeting was for. The whole accent is wrong. In everything, the accent is wrong. When the accent is wrong, everything is going awry. You're frightened of what people will say when you give an idea. You're not frightened that the idea is not suitable to the objective. And if the idea is not suitable, won't you be happy if someone points that out to you? Whatever your objective is. It is so difficult to get people to focus on what are we trying to do. We are more interested in ticking some boxes. What are you trying to do over here? And in everything, when the accent goes wrong, the fluency is gone. When you talk English, how do you know a good English speaker, a fluent speaker from a non-English speaker? The best indication is not his language, is not his words, is not his grammar, but can he put the accent on the right syllable in the word? Because your word choice may be perfect, your grammar also may be perfect, but everybody will identify you as a non-English speaker because your accent is on the wrong syllable. Similarly in life, when the accent is on the wrong syllable, and the accent is on the wrong syllable because
Lack of intellect and not recognizing the objective.
Parvila.
at least you're all listening and haven't forgotten what we're talking about. Very grateful for that. And today, any question, answer is Alpa Buddhi only. So you can just say that. Alpa. Small intellect, you're not able to see it. And nobody can make you see it. This is the whole trouble with this world. How can you make a child see it? It's impossible. You tell the child, don't climb on the parapet wall. You will fall down. So then what will the child say? Okay. Look at this. So did you not just understand what I said? I understand. If I climb up the parapet wall, I will fall down. The child talks to you like this. तो पागल है सबके सब पागल है उनके साथ क्या बात करें? You see the child can repeat exactly what you said and has no comprehension of what you meant. Why?
Alpa
Buddhi. What to do with this child? So what will you tell the child? You climb the parapet wall now, I will not give you a chocolate. This the child understands. But what is this understanding? Are you mad? Like, You're not climbing the parapet wall so that I will give you a chocolate. So you're able to see that when a person doesn't have an intellect, you can't tell him the truth. Because when you do tell him the truth, he doesn't understand what you're saying and he continues doing whatever he wants to do. So you tell him some rubbish. Oh, if you do this, you will not be given a chocolate. He says, yeah, really? I won't get a chocolate, then I want to. Nonsense going on in this world today. You're forced to give a reason that is no reason because the real reason the person cannot understand. That is why you should never listen to your guru talk to somebody else. Because when you listen, you say, kya bol rahe hai? Ki don't climb the parapet wall or you won't get a chocolate. What is the connection? And then you will interrupt and you will say, इसमें तो कोई connection मुझे दिख नहीं रहा है. One, leave me alone. Why do you interrupt and say, no, I can't see a connection?
Alpa buddhi.
Alpa buddhi.
Buddhi, you're not even able to see कि ये क्यों हो रहा है. Now, what to do? I mean, it is an impossible task. Right? So, what is the solution? Just develop the intellect. That is your only job in life. No other job. And
Janaki ma'am,
yes,
can I speak? What is the relationship and difference between intellect and wisdom?
same thing.
Is the wisdom intellect? Because you say that once you gain a wisdom, it becomes a part of mind. Once you mention it, it
Yes.
becomes a mind.
Mhm.
That means the intellect remains difference all along the way.
It becomes the mind means what that phrase means is wisdom is something you can act on. Wisdom is not something that your mind resists in you. Now, when my buddhi or my discrimination or whatever, my knowledge tells me I should eat healthy food and not eat unhealthy food. Suppose this is what but my mind will say, no, thoda sa to gulab jamun chalega. My mind is talking like this. But when that idea is completely digested in my system, it's become my wisdom. Now my mind will no longer say, no, thoda sa mujhe chalega. It's not longing, it's not tempted by that thing. That's what that means. That becomes the mind. That means the mind no longer goes in an opposite direction.
Okay, then you must say it becomes the intellect instead of mind, because now no more drifting.
Becomes the mind because the mind is no longer tempted.
Okay.
Your level is known by what your mind wants, not by what your intellect wants.
Okay.
So when your mind grows to that level, that's the state of wisdom.
Okay, the level of mind is a wisdom. And at that level, you will not be tempted by anything.
By that, any of those things at that level.
Irrespective of your intellect discrimination.
Yeah, no discrimination is required because your mind won't go there.
Okay. Thank you.
Look, this is how it works.
Yeah.
Because we are here. Okay.
Right.
Mind is always little lower than the intellect. So
Yes.
intellect gains knowledge. That is
Right.
struggling to understand, struggling to understand, struggling to understand. When the intellect understands, when the penny drops, it is the mind that rises. Now, whatever sensible thing you're saying is no longer the intellect. It's the mind.
It's the mind. Okay.
Now the intellect needs to get knowledge and raise itself. And when you're like this, you're cruising. Mind and intellect is saying the same thing. So there's no difference. But this is when you're stagnating. So intellect has to take more knowledge and grow up. Now there's a struggle again because intellect is struggling to understand. This mind is making noises. Intellect is struggling to understand. Mind is not cooperating. And then intellect finally understands. Penny drops. Mind rises again. Again we repeat. That's how you grow.
So that state of mind and intellect, when they equalize, it is called wisdom.
It is wisdom to that of that level.
Of that level. Okay. Then there some people are very good, like say example we give, like very good in cooking. She had wisdom, but intellect may not be operating well
In another area.
in another area. So when we are talking about wisdom, we are talking about the general, that means philosophical point of view.
When we're talking about wisdom, we are talking about how
Overall,
across the board it is. At
across
what
the board.
yeah,
Yeah.
it could be 10% across the board, 20% across the board, 50% across the board. So
Right.
wisdom is it's called wisdom only when it's across the board.
Okay.
That means that degree of objectivity you will have across the board.
Thank you, ma'am. Right.
Janki ji, just now you said, no, intellect will rise, then mind will rise. Again it will rise, again this will rise. So where it will end?
Realization. Where else can it ever end? Everything ends there only.
A long way to go.
But the great advantage of this is every step forward you take, life becomes different. And you think, oh, this is fantastic. And most people relax over there. They don't realize that taking this step, I came here, I take one more step, where will I be? And why don't they realize that?
Alpa buddhi.
Alpa buddhi. Correct. Today we have one Maha Mantra. So you don't see any further. This is the problem. That's the whole problem. Nemut said, ना वो बीवी ना बच्चा सबसे बड़ा रुपया.
अब बड़ा ना मैया, सबसे बड़ा रुपया.
Now we are saying ना बीवी ना बच्चा सबसे बड़ा बुद्धियान. No other. There is no other thing. I mean, what will you do without an intellect? What are you going to do in this? So you have no option. And then when you start seeing it, somehow get this. When you get it, then you will not stop the path, no matter what happens.
Okay.
Mamita?
आवाज.
Can't hear you.
You are muted.
Actually, you enunciate so clearly, I can understand what you're saying. I am not muted, you just said. I think everybody got that. Okay, maybe you write it down.
She's saying, see the chat. She's written down.
Written down. By discrimination, we are referring to the discrimination between who I actually am and who I'm conditioned to think I am. No, not here. Here we're talking about every discrimination, including this one. If you knew this one, all the others will become clear. But this is a difficult one. But even most basic thing, good times or bad times, I have to continue with my sadhana. Most basic, right? I mean, for people in this class. Or good times or bad times, I have to do my exercises. Or I don't know, good times or bad times, I have to keep my mind as loving as I can possibly keep it. I cannot encourage any negative thought in my head. Okay. So the problem with the Alpa Buddhi is it gives rise to very fierce action. It gives rise to, and these actions are coming out of insatiable desires. Let us say, for argument's sake, I am not talking about the individual. Let us say that Putin wins over Ukraine. I'm just assuming if it is another buddhi, I'm not saying it is. If it is, he wins over, he captures Ukraine, he gets the whole of Ukraine. What will happen after that?
Next country.
Next country. And next country. And next country. Until what? Until somebody kills him. That's what happens. Somebody has to defeat him. Then he's lost. Otherwise, go on and on. That's what it means. Just go on and on. It's a very weird thing, but this is the way the human mind functions. So, because of this delusion, they are asadgrahan. They have caught hold of very low and impure ideas. And they work asuchivrataha. Suchivrataha means very pure. You've taken a vow of purity. Very, very good work you're doing. Asuchivrataha. The good work is gone out of the window. There is no promise of good work. They work pravartante. Pravartante means move, always moving in negativity. What do you do with them? How can you catch hold of your mind at that time and put some sense into it? To the mind at that time, just think, there is a woman, her husband, she suspects her husband of having an affair. Now, when she suspects her husband of having an affair, what all action she will start taking, how agitated that mind will be, what all she will do, what all she will plan and program for the destruction of maybe the husband, of the other person. What a world has been created over there. Impossible. You can't catch hold of such a person and say, don't do this. Will this person listen to you? Don't behave in this manner. Will the person ever listen? They can't. Why can't they listen?
Same.
Alpa buddhi. Buddhi is not there. Now what's the conversation? The conversation between one person talking Russian and one person talking French. You don't understand each other. And this was told to us by the Lord in which chapter? Two different worlds they live in. Come on. Which chapter? All the Maharathis of the Bhagavad Gita, which chapter? Bharat, I can't hear what you're saying. Jai Shri, which chapter? You have done it, so don't tell me you haven't done it. Bharat, you can write in the chat. Omkar, which chapter? Mahesh, which chapter?
52.
Which chapter?
2.
Who said? Very good. Tell me where. Which verse? Now you know which one you did, so you can answer that. They are using her intellect. All right, where? Which verse? Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sanyami. What is nisha? Ya nisha sarva bhutanam. Sarva bhuta, all beings, for all beings it is night. In that time the wise man arises. Not like he's awake at night. What it means is, what is in darkness to everybody, in that he sees. That is why the image of a wise person is given in Western mythology as a
In given which mythology?
Western. What, Jayashri? I didn't hear what you said.
Torch bearer. They have a torch or something. No?
Bearded old man, no. Think of the context. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam
With the halo.
tasyam jagrati sanyami. What is night for all, he sees then. This is easily represented by an owl. The wisdom of the owl. What is the wisdom of the owl? When it's night for everybody, nobody can see, the owl can see. That's what they're trying to say. And then the Gita says, when it is night for everybody, he sees. Yes, that's correct. So, what does it mean? What's night for everybody? Their intellect is not able to conceive this, but his intellect is able to conceive it. So, when your intellect has gone down, there is fierce action. What is fierce action? Fierce action only means you have performed an action without stopping to think what the consequences are going to be. And so the consequences come. Dham, doom, dham, dham, everything is going. But you started it, therefore all this thing is happening. Otherwise, why would it happen? It is climate change, but we are too stupid to understand what we are doing. In the Indian culture, we developed, but we did not mess up the environment because that culture was based on intellect. It doesn't mean everybody had an intellect, it just meant enough people had an intellect. You cannot get everybody to have an intellect, that's impossible, but at least enough people should have it. So that one person everywhere will keep everybody else at least somewhat sane. So when that intellect is not there, there are strong desires, there are fierce deeds, which means that you act without even considering consequences. Then there is no end to wanting. Then there is thinking, I'm so great because I've achieved something really useless and stupid. If you look at it in the life of a child, how does it mean the child has got 5 marbles? Somehow it did some nakra, it stole 5 marbles from somebody else. Now it has 10 marbles. Now, this child who has got 10 marbles because he stole 5 from somebody else, think of the man he has, think of the damba he has, think of the mother he has. My marbles, you got 10. You have none. Do you realize small buddhi? So what? So मैं क्या करूं? Small buddhi. Oh my God, I've got 10 marbles. I'm so much better than all these people. All these little children, they don't know anything. You should see my grandchild. She's very cute, small thing. And she learned something from some family member. She learned something. And she comes and she states it. With such, what should I say, confidence, like she has invented it herself. Talk like that. You know, Janki Atya. Time and tide wait for no one. Okay. Somebody must have taught her this. And so she comes and she tells you. All the children, they don't know that. Does she know that? What does it mean? But she is very clear that all the other children are very silly. They don't know all these things, Janki Atya. Okay, fine. Very nice. So, how is the child living? Look at the child. It's so natural. It's natural being, right? And your mind is a natural being. You learn how your own mind functions. What are you proud about? What are you so excited about getting? In the sum total of things, does that thing even matter? If you got an intellect, that's worth being proud of. But a person with an intellect will not be proud. Anything else you get, you have merely wasted your time. So now, what's the big deal? So, abiding an insatiable desire, overpowered by hypocrisy, pride and arrogance, gripped by evil ideas through delusion. Through delusion means through what? Why do you have
Alpa
evil?
buddhi.
Alpa buddhi. See, he's just deriving what all is happening out of this, not having. They work with impure resolve. The end is stupid, the methodology is also stupid. Both are stupid. Now he's explaining this even further. All of this he's explaining. So we can see how we behave in all this. How we behave and what are the consequences of that behavior. Verse 11. Chintam parimeyam cha pralayantam upashritaha kamopabhoga paramaha etavaditi nishchitaha chintam parimeyam cha pralayantam upashritaha kamamupabhogaparamaha etavaditi nishchitaha. Etavat nishchitaha. Etavat means it is like this. Nishchitaha. Very sure. Catch hold of anybody in the world. Ask them anything and they will tell you, Etavat, it is this way. Nishchitaha. Ask a man on the street, what is north or where is the mall? He will show you the opposite direction and say, Etavat. It is like this. Nishchitaha. Definitely so. I am telling you. So who are you? Some Vashishta that I am telling you means something? मैं बोलता हूँ ना. Oh, what? Here actually people talking like that. Etavat iti nishchita. Etavat means it is like this. Iti, means quotes. Because you're saying that he is saying this. Nishchita. Definite. Sure. You are so sure. Then why are you chintam aparameyam? So sure. You're so sure of the truth. Then what are you doing chinta about? Chintam. Full of chinta. What are we worried about? Worried about. A mother will say, oh, my son doesn't study. Okay, he studies. Oh, he's studying so much. Will he come first? He comes first. Then she say, oh, he came first this year. What about next year? Chintam aparameyam. Aparameya chinta. There is no end to this thing. Pralayantam. Pralaya antam means it ends at pralaya. Pralaya in this case means death. These chintas end at death. A person, he is 97 years old. He is lying in bed. He will still do chinta of something or the other. He has lost all his capacities. Is he sitting quietly now? No, now he's still doing chinta. Will my next meal come? Will they give me proper food in this meal? Is anybody going to come and look after me? Chinta. Aparameya chinta. No ending to this chinta. Pralayantam. Up to death. Kama upabhoga paramaha. So what is all this chinta about? Are you worrying about, am I going to realize the self? No. All the chinta is about kama upabhoga paramaha. About all the enjoyments that are still to be had. You consider that as the supreme. Is that correct? Are my enjoyments the supreme parama, parama Brahman? No. Kama bhoga parama. Paramaha plural. All my desires and what I'm going to enjoy, that's all I am worried about. Will I have enough money? Will my wife be good to me? Will my children take care of me in old age? The bottom line of all this is
Alpa buddhi.
Alpa buddhi.
now over, okay? Bottom line is what in this? Will my wife be nice to me? Will I have enough money? Will my children take care of me? Bottom line, one word.
Attachment.
Karma.
Intellect.
What will
Selfishness.
happen? Insecurity.
If you have the intellect, you won't think of these things. You would have already taken care.
Yes, if you had, but now that's correct. What you're saying is correct. But now, what is the bottom line? If you don't have an intellect, what is the bottom line of what you're thinking? Bharat?
Selfishness. Only about yourself.
Only about yourself. Kama, bhoga, parama. What do you say? Upabhoga, enjoying, enjoying the pleasures of life. Whatever your pleasure, it could be security, it could be food, it could be anything. That you're considering superior? All of life is nothing but acquisition and enjoyment. Acquisition and enjoyment come about when
You have your
come about my whole life is acquisition and enjoyment when
I'm filled with desires.
Lakuna.
We
Lacuna.
have
Now you all have all forgotten.
More
I'll forget.
intellect.
Small
Yeah.
intellect.
More intellect. Small intellect. If you don't have an intellect, you think, what am I going to get? If you have an intellect, you think, how is everybody going to benefit? What are you thinking about? What is your chinta about? Me. Mera kya hoga? And how long will this chinta go on? Until we die, it will go on. All about me. That comes in very different ways. It comes about and also like, I think this is right. Okay, I think it is right not to spend money. I think it is right to always come on time. I think it is right to be polite. What is the bottom line of all this?
Me.
I.
Even in our goodness, it is all about me. There is no practical sense whatsoever. Practical sense means to use your head. There was a man, okay? He and his landlord had a debate on what, on something, whatever. So he did some damage to the house, and he and the landlord had a debate on what is the cost of those damages. Okay, so he said, I have to give you X amount, and landlord said, you have to give me Y amount. The difference between these two amounts is 5,000 rupees. Right? 3 months, they're discussing this. Simple. Just split the difference and be done with it. No. Any sense of, how can I do this? He is wrong. He is wrong. What is he is wrong? Split the difference. Is it worth fighting over 5,000 rupees? So silly. No, we will fight. How can this person treat me like this? How can they take more money than they are due? And you are finally going to end up paying 2,500 rupees more. Is it worth your time, effort, energy? And how much blood you're boiling over this? What a waste. And it's not like either of them are poor. Both of them are wealthy. It's not like this money matters. That tenant is vice president of a major multinational. And he's fighting for 2,500 rupees. Sabke pagal hai kya? Okay, chalo, first 1 day, 2 days, you say, I know, my, this, yours, whatever, but then settle, no, finally. No, I will take it to my lawyers. I'm mad or something. A lawyer will also say, for 2,500, my bill is only 20,000. So this is called alpabuddhi. Endless thought about yourself. Endless thought about yourself. I am right. What do you mean I am right? Get on with life. Everybody thinks they're right. Who's there? Anyone here think they're wrong? How many of us are in this class today? 30 of us in this class today. How many of you all believe you're wrong? Please, can you raise your hand? Nobody believes they're wrong. Let us tell Deepraj. Deepraj, you're wrong that you want to do your PhD in mathematics. Correct? You said I'm wrong. Now I'm telling you, you're wrong in doing PhD in mathematics. Correct?
Let's hope I'm not wrong about it.
Let's hope. Chalo, Gaya, I'm wrong. So easily you raised your hand. The thing is, nobody doing anything thinks they're wrong.
Janki, in Deepaji's case, he thinks he's right about him being wrong.
Oh, he's right about yes, okay, fine. But everybody thinks they are right, one way or the other. Now, why are you debating with anyone? Why are you wasting your time and their time? Get on with it. Find some sensible solution and move on. But no. Imagine if the tenant spends 20,000 paying his lawyer to retrieve 2,500. ये क्या सबके सब पागल लोग हैं क्या? This is
दादा ने
all?
पूरा
Huh?
दादा ने पूरा
And this is called spending 20,000 to retrieve 2,500 is called
Alpa buddhi.
alpa buddhi. And that is what we do because just can't see ahead. Is my time worth it? If I do my own work in my office, I will make more than that 2,500 rupees. My time is simply not worth this. No, I will fight it out because I am right. So, how this kama bhoga paramaha works is you have to get how it's working. I have to establish I'm right. For that, I'll ruin myself and I'll ruin you also. You're thinking of something petty as paramaha. You're thinking of petty things as very important. And then, etavat, this is the way it is. Nishchitaha. I'm very sure this is the way it is. Now, what to do? How do you explain these verses? I mean, when you read these verses, sometimes say, what to say about them? Beset with immense care, ending only with death. With sensual enjoyments, their highest aim, feeling sure this is all. How many people are in the world who think that there is something beyond what I conceive? Even here in our class, I don't know if how many people will think that there is something beyond what I conceive. We will think that, okay, I conceive that and I'm better than anybody else. We don't get there is something beyond what I conceive. The ultimate truth is beyond my conception. I just don't know what it is. I'm always comparing myself to others and saying, look, I'm so much better. There's an inherent comparison in our system. So really these verses, there's nothing to explain because he's only explaining so much. Beset with immense cares ending only with death. With sensual enjoyments their highest aim. Feeling sure this is all. Go catch hold of somebody, tell them there is something beyond. You ask people, what is life about? So what will people tell you? There is family, there is work, there is money. Nowadays, big thing is health. Then some hobby they'll have, some sport, some hobby. And then go to the mandir or masjid or mosques. That's it. Etavat. This is it. This is it. Finished. Nishchitaha. Very, very sure this is it. Clear. This verse is clear, no? It is so simple what he is telling us, except that it's difficult to get. Asha pasha shatair bardhaha kama krodha parayanaha Ihante kama bhogartham अन्यायेनार्थ संचयान् आशापाशशतैर्बद्धाः कामक्रोधपरायणाः इहन्ते कामभोगार्थम् अन्यायेनार्थ संचयान्. This is just simple, causal relationships. Kama bhogartham. So now you've decided that kama and bhoga is all that there is, meaning there is only acquisition and enjoyment. You have understood this. Now you feel the best thing in life is to acquire more and more and enjoy more and more. This is what you have decided. If you have decided this, then the next is obvious. Anyayena. Anya you understand, no? Not nyay. Anyayena artha sanchayan. By unjust means, artha sanchayan, you are collecting wealth by unjust means. Because you've decided already that karma and bhoga is all there is. There's only acquisition and enjoyment. How much can I acquire? How much can I enjoy? You've decided this. Now, once you've decided this, you will take up any method to obtain it. It's like simple common sense, right? If you decide Brahman is Paramam, then you will adopt methods to get that. If you decide Artha, Kama and Kamini, acquisition and enjoyment is everything, then you will work to get that. Now, when you work to get Brahman, nobody is interfering with your path. Nobody can interfere because it's an internal self-purification path. What can anyone do? There is no competition. There is nobody to do better than you or worse than you. But when you're working outside, there is competition. Now, what will you do with the competition? Will you not adopt unjust means? It's only to be expected. Imagine two corporations, they want a bigger market share. What will they do eventually? They will adopt unjust means. They will do something unjust, something wrong to reduce their production cost. They may do something wrong in giving out marketing messages that are not true. Sometimes they give PR messages that are not true of their competitors. So it's a given. What else will happen? Once you've decided this is to be done, you will take up wrong methods to get it. Because you've decided this is the most important thing to be done. And then you say, all is just in love and war. Whatever you choose to do, all is just for that. All is nyay for that. He says, anyayena artha sanchaya. By unjust means, you strive to obtain whatever it is you decided is the most important thing to obtain. Mamita. The child who trusts the adult's wisdom but is not wise is safe, while the child who trusts their alpa buddhi is in danger. So when we trust the scriptures and study. I would love to answer this question by saying yes. But unfortunately, the answer is no. Because the child who trusts the adult's wisdom has no capacity to choose which adult's wisdom is he supposed to trust. He will trust the adult who gives him maximum sweets. And his mother, who shouts at him and sends him to school, will not be the trusted one. So it's not just the adult, but in his how does he even choose it? So therefore, the culture tells him that you must listen to your parents. Like everybody must say this to him, because we hope that the parents will have some buddhi. So similarly, when it comes to the scripture, when I don't have a buddhi, my scripture will tell me wrong things. every scripture will tell wrong things to those who don't have the buddhi to understand. That is why the strife is there so much, right? If it be true that all these people are fighting over religiosity, studied their scriptures and understood it correctly, who would be fighting whom? Who is there to fight? And yet, look at them fight away. If the Jews understood the Torah, if the Muslims understood the Quran, if the Christians understood the Bible, if the Hindus understood the Gita, if the Parsis understood the Gathas or the Zendavesta, if the Buddhists understood the Dhamma Shastras, what a world we'd live in. It would be heaven on earth. So how do I answer your question? We have to trust the scriptures and study it. Yeah, so all these terrorists are doing that. So what do I say? How do I answer this question? And you say, who am I to trust? You trust your buddhi. You trust your attempts to grow your discrimination. Want to develop it. That should be the primary want. I want to develop my discrimination. And then I'm going to trust my attempt to do so. So when I do that, I'm going to obviously stay open to being wrong. Because if I don't stay open to that, knowing fully well I don't have discrimination, then I'm in trouble. So, bound by hundreds of bands of hope. Asha, Pasha, Shatai, Bhatta. Shatai, you understand, na? Shata means 100. Asha, Pasha, Asha. Asha means hope. Pasha means like a lasso. You know the lassos the cowboys use, like a lasso. The bondage. What is the bondage? The bondage of desire, of hopes, of wants, of longing. Why is it a bondage? Because the greater that longing, the less your intellect can surface. The mind is making so much noise, whatever little intellect is there, you cannot surface. Asha, Pasha, Shataihi. Shatai means hundreds. Baddhaha, tied up, bandhan of that Asha, Pasha. In the Upanishad, they refer to it as Hridaya Grantham. Hridaya Grantham means the knots of the heart. Knots of the heart is your entire past. Everything. All the desires, all the conditioning, everything that you have thought so far is your bondage. Kama, Krodha, Parayanaha. Para. What is para? Kama and Krodha. How dare you talk to me like this? This is Param. Avesu. Right? It's very difficult. Ihante. Ihante, all that effort for this, the tragedy of existence. Okay, Omkar, you have a question?
There's a little confusion here. Considering lust and wrath as supreme end for sensual enjoyment, why is it the supreme end and not the supreme means? I mean, why would lust and wrath be an end? The end would be sensual enjoyment, right?
Yes. But with this attitude,
But
nobody's against sensual enjoyment, right? Your senses are there for you to enjoy. But with this attitude, you're a goner.
But who would want lust and wrath as something to, as a goal rather?
As a goal,
Yeah,
no. As
because it
part
says-
of this, it's a package deal. It's not a goal. None of these are goals. This is how this whole thing functions together. But it's like, how dare you speak to me like that? Do you know who I am? That person is not going to back off.
Because
So
one
this is
normally uses anger as a tool, right? It's not an end in itself.
oh my God, if it was
No.
a tool, it will be very good. Most
Yeah.
people justify their anger. They are not using it as a tool. As a tool, very good. It will keep everybody straight. But most have succumbed to it, have lost to it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it for today. Now, do we have any pictures to show? Your video is not ready, Jayashree. How sad. Jayashree is making us a nice video of the campus and all. She's just designing something for students. You can't show anything, like at least what you showed me yesterday, show. No, why you should at
But
least
these are the scene pictures and same old pictures they are. Nothing new though.
let's show whatever you
But
can
no,
show.
it's not ready. No, no. Sorry.
Even what you showed me.
That also I had to redo it.
Oh, okay, that's so sad. So anyway, at least you show your nice Ganesha pictures. Or Mahesh, you show your pictures. You came this time. Mahesh came. Mahesh, you can do us a show. Mahesh had come this week with us to the plot. He can tell us his views and impressions.
Actually, I'm on my tablet. I don't have it on my. It's on my phone.
So then, sorry, nobody has come with any pictures for us today. So, okay, Mahesh, tell us what you thought about the plot. Were you happy to see it and its progress?
Yeah, really. I was really impressed by the view from the cottages. It has a very serene and nice, and the trees also are nice to see the new trees growing.
Ah, yes. You remember we planted 1,200 trees and now they have grown up a bit. Many of you came not for planting trees. They're showing some signs of being green and also that's really nice. Anyway, you will see it for all those who are coming on the 23rd. You all will see it then. So what is happening now? So now painting is going on, furniture is going on. I don't know, at the pace these people do it by 23rd, I don't know what will be done. But anyway, you will see wherever they have managed to reach. Because we can stress them out and make them work harder, but I don't think in the gaos all this is really possible. You can only stress them out, but I don't think you can make them work any harder. So they are going along at their pace. And we have June to start the PG diploma course. We have up to June, so it's okay. And we have the library and office and all this ready for us when we go on 23rd. So we are good to go, I think. So I hope that you're all coming. Anything else we have to talk about? Anything else you all want to announce? No, nothing?
I got Jangi, I got the pictures from the chat if you want to.
Oh yeah, that will be nice. Show anything. Assuming that you all want to see it.
Do we?
Okay, this is Jayashree has taken a picture. Very nice picture she's taken of this is a Prachin Murti that was on the plot itself. So what we did is we made that base, which you can see. And he was found there, so we have kept him there. We are not moving him. But we just made this little base, so he's a little elevated. And he's under the tree. So yes, so we've got this. There's also I've been told, but nobody has since shown it. None of us have found it. There's a Ganesha Murti also, I'm told, on the plot somewhere. But we've just been told, but nobody has seen that. Okay, so here's the library. Now you can see it's all getting painted and all. This is the library, and you have the inside of the library also. This is the library and office. You can see some of it is done, right? The windows have come, the tiles have been laid. It all goes at its own sweet pace. Can you see the tiles? The tiles are really beautiful, but I don't think you can see them here. Can you see? No, they've covered it all up. Never mind. Okay, so, and then you have a picture of all the cabins and all. We can see at the moment 5 cabins, 6 1. You can't really see it. I mean, only foundation. Okay, so you have something? Okay. Here are the cabins. So here you have one cabin which is sort of ready, the first one, and the others are in various stages of. And this is the view that Mahesh went in and looked at, which he's telling you is very good. So you can also see it, no? You can see all the way to the river. Okay, so that you have anything else? Okay, so that's it.